Hi everyone, welcome back to Miss Fred Music Ed. My name is Miss Fred and I am a teacher seller on Teachers Pay Teachers, as well as a full-time school teacher. And I do a lot of side hustles and kind of entrepreneurial things. If that's something that interests you, I'd really appreciate you subscribing to my channel and sticking around for content like this. But today it is TpT Tuesday, and I'm going to be sharing with you everything that I made and did and what I earned on TpT this past week. So welcome back for those of you who are watching again. And if you're new here, welcome. The purpose of these videos is for me to look back on them and see what I was able to accomplish and sort of track my trends and just discuss something with people who are interested. I love watching TpT videos. They are one of my favorite things to watch, and I especially have enjoyed watching people who are relatively new sellers since the game has changed a little bit in the past few years. So I started my journey in January January 1st, and here I am now. We're in our third month, which is so crazy to think about, of Teachers Pay Teachers. But let's get into what I made this week. So if you remember, last week, I had a pretty tough week and I had sold nothing in like 11 days. So I had $0. This week, thankfully, we're in a much better position. So this week on Teachers Pay Teachers, I made $61.92. It was such a validating and amazing thing. This first sale that I made on March 12th, when it came in, I think it was like $2.40 for that day. Oh my gosh, it was just like this big breath of fresh air because it had been so long since I had sold a product. If you've been with me this whole time, you may remember I was almost where I sold a product every single day in February, with the exception of a couple day stretches here and there. So it was very disheartening to be at zero. And basically I had 2 weeks in a row where I had nothing to update. It only affected one of my TpT videos because I was doing a February recap in the other one, but I hadn't made anything so far. So needless to say, it was a nail biter of a time, but I made $7.20 that Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I made $4.32. That's probably a couple products or a mini bundle. And then a product on Thursday, a product on Friday. Didn't sell anything on Saturday, but I did sell one product on Sunday. And then on Monday, I sold 2 bundles. So really that first bundle came in Sunday night, but I'm in Mountain Time. I'm in Denver, and I think TpT is on Eastern Time or something. So I remember getting the notification about the bundle in the evening while I was in the parking lot at Dune. So I know it wasn't Monday, but it counted towards my Monday sales. So I feel so much better. I've made $61.92, just so that you can see this whole month. That's what I've made this month. So you can see this like really sad stretch of no selling for 11 straight days. I did sell on February 29th. And then now we're back to some steady sales with one big spike. So I feel like this couple of bundles that I sold, these larger ticket items, are making up for the loss of not selling 1 to 2 products a day. So it feels really, really good to have that back. And then let's go ahead and look at my year earnings. So my year sales are $451.13, and my earnings are $358.94. So that is really exciting. What I love most is like both of these bundles that I sold, I made in January. So this is work I did in January and I'm getting paid for it now, which is so nice. That's not to say that TpT isn't work. It's work every single day, but it feels good to do that. My store ranking went down. I was in the 90th percentile in January. In February, I was down into the 89th percentile. I did have a lower month in February than I did in January. I talked about this before, but I think it's because I priced my products a lot lower for seasonal items, and that was my biggest ticket sellers for February. I've made a couple of seasonal products for March and I haven't sold any, except for if you count the people who already bought the growing bundle. So they're enjoying those products, but I haven't sold my March resources. I waited too late to get them up, to be honest with you. I didn't get them up until March. With my February products, I got those up in mid-January. So that was really good on my part back then. But I haven't been working on seasonal stuff. I've been working primarily on evergreen products. Let's go ahead and look at traffic. So my traffic has really, a lot of you from YouTube are going to check out my page, and I really appreciate that. It hasn't resulted in sales. That doesn't surprise me. I'm sure a lot of my viewers are not music educators. However, I do have SEL products, and that's something every teacher can use. So if you go to my store and look up SEL products, I do have a deal on a growing bundle that only has things through March in it, but it's going to have a bundle that goes all the way to the end of the year, and you can purchase it now. So if that's something you're interested in. I get traffic from Facebook. Most of my sales, though, are coming from teachers pay teachers, just people searching. So that's okay. I'm absolutely fine with that. Let's look at conversion. So yeah, 0% conversion. So, but with my click-throughs, that's going okay. So we're just building back up after a really tough few weeks. So I'm fine with that. Let's look at my year. So in terms of my year, we're doing pretty well. Some of my stuff is coming from my blog, which is really great, and then TpT emails. So I'm really glad because I put a lot of work into my blog, and I'm actually behind on blogging right now. So that's something I've kind of let fall to the wayside this past couple of weeks. But it's fun to see where things come from, where people come from traffic wise. And that's really just, it's really interesting to me. What's really cool is my conversion rate from people coming from my website is really high. So that's really exciting, because it means that they see whatever blog post I put, and then they're really interested in purchasing what I blogged about. So this conversion rate is telling me that it's absolutely worth it to continue the blog, which I will, and I am. I'm just sort of, I'm in a time where I'm not posting as much just because I have a lot of other things on my plate right now. So yeah, that's what I'm doing in TpT Store. So if that's what you came for, I'm going to stop talking about that and start talking about some of my other income streams right now. So one of my most important income streams right now is coming from my job teaching musical theater at a high school. So we are well underway with rehearsals. I am directing and choreographing that and costuming it. So it's a lot of extra work for me, and I just do that after school with kids, which is really great. And then I have my choir here in Denver where I'm hosting a treble festival. So that's exciting, which it's just a lot of work in addition to, planning rehearsals and music. So those things are going fantastically. And I have been really busy with taking over an English class at school. I started teaching English 4 for a teacher who left to pursue other opportunities. And so that's a big learning curve. I've never taught English 4 before. I've only ever taught like creative writing and things like that. So I'm trying to make sure that I am really hitting standards and being the very best teacher that I can be for these students, especially coming in quarter 4 of their senior year, making sure that they're college ready, they're reading and writing. I'm really excited to say we're reading The Great Gatsby right now, which I've never read before, but I thought it'd be a fun one to end the year on. I love the 20s, so it's fun to kind of get into that Gatsby era and talk about it with those kids. It's been a bucket list read for me for a long time. So I previously had planned on reading The Alchemist, and then I pivoted at the last minute simply due to the resources that I was able to find and use. So that's exciting. I finished reading Atomic Habits. That book was great, and it was super, super, super motivating for me. And then in addition to that, I started reading another book called Life Admin, which is really interesting. So I would recommend, I'm not done with it yet, but it's really just talking about all of that silent work that we do behind the scenes in our lives that isn't really accounted for. grocery lists, filling out forms, tax forms, school forms, emails, just those administrative duties for your personal life that kind of get in the way. And we also have admin, of course, related to our jobs, but it's giving me a perspective shift, which is really great. So I'm enjoying that book. And I am just working through my new book club books, which I talked about last week. So that's what I'm reading. Haven't had too much time to read lately. And if you were following the news, I did survive the winter storm last week. It was so nice. We actually had to cancel musical theater rehearsals because of the winter. So it was really, really beautiful, a beautiful storm. And is the most snow I've ever seen because I'm newish to the Denver area. So this is my first winter and I'm surviving, but I'm enjoying it. And also you may have noticed I rearranged. Comment down below if you're like me and you can't leave your furniture the same way for more than like 5 minutes. But I used to be over there where my piano is, and I switched my desk with my piano in my living space, rearranging as often as I can in a 1-bedroom apartment in Denver. So, all right, well, I've rambled long enough. So thanks for listening. And it's been great getting to know you guys. I love it when you comment. Thank you for commenting and leaving your store below. If you've left your store below, I am definitely following you. And I appreciate those of you who are following me. I'm up to 19 followers now, which is so cool. And that makes me really, really, really happy. So I can't thank you enough for connecting with me and for following my journey, and especially for encouraging me, especially last week when I really wanted to quit. And I didn't really want to quit, if I'm being dramatic, but I was really unmotivated. I would say I was unmotivated to continue. I didn't want to quit, but I was unmotivated to continue. And now here I am doing my thing and it's going well. So anyway, that's all I have. So I am gonna let y'all go and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.